Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this best decks video, I'm going to take a look at the best Hearthstone decks to climb all the way to Legend during October 2021. Compared to where the meta was 2 weeks ago, after just a few days of the new balance patch, all of the decks that were really great back then are still really great. But there are also some new nuances, some new tech cards, and even some new archetypes that have risen to the top since. For example, 2 weeks ago I recommended to play Deathrattle Demon Hunter, which is the Deathrattle Demon Hunter variant that caps out at Chase and doesn't use Leather Inquisitors, but now that meta has evolved a little bit, the regular Deathrattle list has become superior to the Deathrattle list again. They have been close the whole time, but right now if I were to pick a Demon Hunter deck to play, it would be the Deathrattle list, and that's number 11 on our top list today. At number 10 we have a new entrant, or rather a returning entrant from quite some time ago, because Aggro Shaman. Aggro Shaman is playable again. Not only playable, but it's actually pretty strong. There are more quest decks in the meta right now, because stuff like Quest Hunter has also become a thing. And Aggro Shaman can really punish those decks, so Aggro Shaman, you can even hit people in the face with Doomhammer again. It's still weaker than Elemental Shaman, we're going to see Elemental Shaman a little bit later, but it's a viable option. Coming in at number 9 is the most popular deck on the ladder, Quest Mage. Quest Mage is... I don't really know why it is so popular, because while it has a number of really good matchups, it also has a big number of weaknesses, so you can definitely play well against Quest Mage. It's a relatively simple deck to play, it hasn't changed much during United in Stormwind, everyone has the cards for it I suppose at this point, and it does remain strong, so you can still play Quest Mage and do fine. To an extent, the same applies to Quest Warlock. Quest Warlock is not popular at all, but Quest Warlock is still a strong deck. It's still a deck that you can perfectly well play, you can climb on the ladder. I played this list myself a couple of weeks ago, I also featured this a couple of weeks ago, the list with one Spicebird Baker, this Giants build. Not Zoo, not OTK, just pure Giants goodness. Using the Quest as a secondary win condition really, and the Giants as the primary win condition, and yeah, it's still a great deck. And another newcomer to the list is Quest Hunter. Quest Hunter has finally reached the point where it is not a meme, it's an actual deck that can win games. It's good against Quest Mage, it's good against Aggro Druid, two most popular decks in the format at the moment, so that's a great thing. It has some notable weaknesses, like pretty much every variant of Paladin, and there are lots of Paladins around, and lots of different variants of Paladins around, and they're all good against Quest Hunter. And it's really bad against Big Warrior as well. But it's something a little different to play, giving me those Shadow Reaper Anduin vibes, and this deck is a lot of fun. You can find a video of this deck on this channel, by the way. I played this a while ago and it was a lot of fun. Despite Quest Hunter's resurgence, Face Hunter is also still a good deck, and it's slightly better than Quest Hunter. And one of the meme cards in Face Hunter, Moonfang, actually looks like it's a playable card right now. It's not necessary by any means, there are perfectly fine Face Hunter lists without Moonfang, but this is an opportunity to actually play a Moonfang Face Hunter list without having Moonfang being by far your worst performing card, like it has been every other time that it has tried to be introduced into the archetype. So if you want to have some fun with Face Hunter, a little bit different something, try it with Moonfang. Secret Paladin has remained the same for the whole of United in Stormwind, and it's still a good deck. What can I say? It farms the quest decks, but it does have weaknesses against Aggro Druid, against many of these mid-range decks, so Secret Paladin is one of the weaker Paladin decks at the moment, because Paladin has a lot of really strong decks. But you can still play this, even with the nerfed Conviction. Just doesn't matter, it's still all good. Slightly stronger Paladin deck would be the Libram Paladin, which also hasn't changed much, it's still the same deck. You get some big minions on the board, you get a bunch of healing, you're really good against aggro decks, but you're struggling to be fast enough to beat quest decks, so upsides and downsides. And when we enter the top 3, there's always Elemental Shaman. Elemental Shaman has been the quiet hero of United in Stormwind, just churning on, never doing anything fancy but always being really super solid. I'm trying to find a little bit more fun for Elemental Shaman. Alexstrasza the Lifebinder. It's finally playable in this meta after the balance patch. Games actually go long enough that you can play Alexstrasza in some of your games. And cutting one copy of Lilibad Lurker for Alexstrasza seems to be a pretty powerful move at the moment. You can still play the old list, you don't have to put in Alex, but if you want to give it a little twist, then Alex looks great. And then there's of course Aggro Druid, the second most popular deck in the format and very strong deck. Lots of great matchups, few weaknesses but nothing major, and right now it looks like this cDgIUEAA variant is doing slightly better than the Panther variant. Both are still completely viable, but if you want to play it with something a little different, if you have played with the Panthers, which was the main card choice for 4-mana slot for quite some time, then give cDgIUEAA a try. And back to its rightful number 1 place, we have Paladin, and this is the evolution of Paladin, the secret Libram Paladin. Combining the power of secrets and the longevity and persistence of Librams means that this deck eliminates many of the weaknesses of both of those lists and has just a more balanced, more powerful matchup spread overall, and that makes it the number 1 deck in the game at the moment. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.